Oh, okay. There we go. Still waiting for it
Yep.
to show on YouTube.
Just showed up for me. Surprisingly, it usually doesn't show up that fast.
Waiting for it. Still waiting for it. But we're live.
Hey Z, how you doing?
What's up, David?
Yeah, that's who I was expecting. I'm just waiting. Every time I wait for AZ, I know that it's live.
Edward, what's up, man?
Finally. Go. Say hello to everybody in the chat. AZ. Edward. G'day.
Yeah, I've been putting up some more polls too.
But how did the Apple versus Samsung thing go?
Apple got
Itchy.
50.
Went back to it.
So Apple got 59%, Samsung got 41 with 34 votes. So a good turnout.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
Yes.
Gitchy, that's the ship grounded this morning. Yep.
What's up, Gitchy?
Actually, we had a big ship in port yesterday afternoon. What was the name of it? Go back and look for it. But yeah, a pretty big ship. It was an ocean liner. It was P&O.
Hey, Dave Innes, how you doing?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, yesterday I put which do you prefer to play on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation? PC won that one so far with 24 votes. And then today I put one out. What do you which do you prefer, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux? And so far I got 7 votes and they're all for Windows.
Okay,
Got none for the other two.
I'll
I
be back
figured
in a sec.
Linux would have got something, but I guess not.
Yeah, I'll be back in a sec then.
Yeah, I know which one you're picking.
Yeah. Can't see a zero there.
What's up, Laura?
Or good. Yeah, that's done. Okay. Marine traffic.
13%. You brought it up to 13.
Marine traffic. No.
Getting so I can hardly move.
Yeah, the phone one though, that one was going neck and neck, back and forth, back and forth.
Pacific Adventure. The name of the ship. Pacific Adventure out of Britain.
I was gonna bug you till you figured it out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you hate that when you're trying to remember something?
Yeah. I could remember I wasn't sure. I could remember P&O, and I could remember something adventure. I could remember what the first word was because there's two ships at Station Pier at the moment. One's called Carnival Splendor, out of I can't remember where it came from. And they're right next to each other because we've got the situation with Station Pier is, and I actually did a video from there. Is you've got the main gantry and everything is in the middle, and they've got one ship on one side, one ship on the other. And I went there and thought, shit, that's a big ship. And then I go to UAV forecast, and it says it's 6 kilometer winds with 18 gusts, and I'm getting blown around. I'm thinking, I took photos of the flags, and the flags are, really whipping around. And I'm going, I don't think that's 6 kilometers. So I was going to get up and fly. And then just as I get ready to take the Mini 2 out, starts raining. And they were, big drops of rain that
Hey,
lasted
Captain Joe.
2 seconds. Hey, Joe.
Hope you're doing all right, all well today.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, move to the car.
Hey, Justin, can you handle it if I go get a ship and come back?
Yeah,
Go for it.
yeah, we just started, so yeah. I'm not
The
gonna-
John
Yeah,
J.
we love it.
Bowen is down. You want you got you want me to transfer it to you, or you're a
Yeah, just to be on the safe side.
okay.
Has to be on the side. Yep.
That way I can forget and end it like I did that one day.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the host. Host with the most.
All right, who am I kicking
Right.
out first? Well, Dominic's the only other one here. So,
Exactly.
what's up,
Ah.
Joe?
I had a lovely day yesterday because I had lunch with my brother and my cousin, and they said, "Oh, we'll be there at 1 o'clock." So I thought, "Oh, okay, I'll have enough time to finish up on. I'll have hey, Max, I'll have enough time to finish up on Grumpy's and then get to lunch." And then brother rings me and says, "Oh, we're going to be early," and cousin rings me just as I was standing out the front. She said, "Oh, you're early," and I said, "Oh, I've just got to say goodbye to everybody on YouTube." But yeah, it was a China bar. It's an Asian fusion restaurant. Hey, Laura. Checking the cardiologist cleared to make the drive on Friday if I don't get the ride in a police escort. Officer needs to get approval for me to ride with. Okay. Hey, Tim. That was a fun day yesterday. The afternoon thunderstorm was the icing on the cake.
Man, what's up, man? I swear that these dogs don't shut the hell up.
And if that wasn't bad enough, massive hay fever in the afternoon. Got all the pollen and everything around. My eyes are absolutely burning. All right, Max has got his folder with all those graphs and facts and figures in there.
What does it now?
Well, you got my message then.
I might think of that next time, putting the green screen up in the car.
That would be funny.
Just have to work out how to do it. I've got some green fabric that I was.
What was that?
Fall guys.
Oh, man. I've still got that green fabric that I use with Matt, because that wasn't the green screen I normally use. I thought I'll just buy some extra. Should see if I can.
You could probably hang it from the handles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Might think of that tomorrow.
Don't worry.
Kind of run over a coworker.
Hey, Chuck. Good
Talking to
evening.
my,
You gotta save me the pain of existence.
oh hell no, no, you're stuck here with me, man. You're on hell. You're in hell with me.
No,
Yeah.
See you in the morning
good night.
later. My coworker wanted me to run him over and put him out of his misery, and I refuse.
Ah, okay. When you finish with him, you can. Oh, okay.
I'm finished. I let him live. That way he can be tormented with me every day.
Well, you can run me over next time. 4 hour minimum.
When I'm-
Okay.
Yeah. Who else is on? Dom, who else is on?
People.
Oh, you got Paul
Oh,
was
it's Laura.
Paul was here. He's just gone to fly ship. Me, Justin, Laura, and yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Chuck.
I've got 5 on the
We-
screen.
we are
and probably
having-
under 2.
We're having very British weather at the moment. It's like 45 degrees and rainy, and just now it's dark because it's 5 o'clock, and then we set the clocks back, and it's just
Yeah.
well, it just sucks.
Mm. Yep.
It's just raw.
Well, as I was saying earlier, we had 91 Fahrenheit yesterday. And afternoon thunderstorm, just to make things
Nice.
more interesting.
You are full on into late spring.
Yep. And it might be nice and sunny today, but the humidity's up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go another round of thunderstorms in the afternoon.
Probably. It'll heat up again and boil off more of that heat.
And here's Drayman.
Dre? Say Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Someone's gonna-
waiting to connect.
Who's gonna let me over? You people all suck ass. Okay, sorry. If you think they're stupid in roundabouts in England, you gotta try out a traffic circle in the US. You wanna see asinine, higher level of stupidity is not possibly achieved.
Yes,
anywhere
I love.
else.
Yes, I
Oh,
always love a good
unbelievable.
thunderstorm. Get you.
What the
Yeah.
heck is that?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I didn't pick that.
There he
That's-
is. The best dressed man in the drone community, right there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the coolest man.
Not cooler than Dre.
Nobody's cooler than Dre.
Well, I got some things figured out.
Did you
So
get
I'm
a?
using
Oh,
my
right.
I'm using my Pocket 3 right now.
What about your Pocket 3?
Yeah. I got
What about the Pocket 3, Dre?
I think
I'm
he's
using it
streaming
right
on it.
now.
It's a badass little camera, isn't it? Like I
Yeah.
watched a review yesterday on the Pocket 3 versus a Sony, I think it was an A7 or something.
Yeah.
And you can
Okay.
hardly tell the difference. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're live streaming with it right now.
Yep.
Looks good on my phone.
Awesome.
Yep. So
Um, I
this
think
is what I
Tom-
like about it. It follows so smoothly.
yeah.
It just
Yeah,
Tom
yeah,
was-
yeah.
I think
You know,
Tom Dowling was doing it the other day.
yeah.
Um,
Get rid of his background. Yeah.
Dre, are you using the mic 2 with it?
Yes, I am. How's it sound?
awesome.
Sounds great.
Amazing.
I want to get another mic 2 for mine, but you can only right now you can't get the accessory mic 2, and I need a pair of them. I need his and hers.
Yeah, I know they're not selling it by itself yet. So
It gets
So I guess
expensive.
Lori's been drooling over the Pocket 3 that I have, so I guess I know how I'm gonna get another mic 2.
Yep.
I think I know the answer.
Yep.
Yep. And it just wouldn't be right if I didn't have 2 of everything anyway. So So get another one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got this virtual background today. I gotta get rid of that. I don't know where I even
I
came
don't know,
from.
but yeah, but did you find some ND filters for it yet, Dre? Or are you just going like,
I haven't been looking for, I got it in the, UPS dropped it off last night. So I just, got it really up and running late last night, got it up this morning.
okay,
Had some
Yeah, yeah.
glitches, as far as getting some of the software installed for it. And then I talked to Tom Dowling about, the audio, stuff
Yeah.
that was going on with it, and I had to get that squared away. So now I've gone through the bug period, so voila, here
yeah,
I
it's a
am.
pretty, it's a, I'm just waiting on my Freewell ND filters for mine because like everything else is working. I use the DJI mic system that I have, the two mics, and that
Right.
little receiver, you can plug it in the USB on the camera or on the battery stick or the quarter 20 stick. I mean, it's amazing. It works on anything like it should. It's cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and like I say, for me, like I said, I had the Fimi Palm 2 Pros, and they work great for what I use them for. But this was,
Um,
like I said, is more of an all-in-one deal. So I kind of
oh, it's
like that
great.
aspect of it
It's great.
and stuff.
Like the mic, I've had so many disconnects with microphone cables and stuff that I am so excited to have like the mic too and just have it automatically connect to the camera. No
Right.
cables, no bullshit, no more Chuck filming and not having audio or crackly audio later or anything. This is like the hugest thing ever with that camera.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, Tim, I got your message. So I was going to show everybody. So now there is no about section on your people's channels no more.
Yeah.
What happened to it?
I don't know. They
It's
took
been
it off.
moved.
But if you click this little arrow up here next to their profile tag, it will bring up their about section.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why they hide
should-
our about section? What the fuck, YouTube?
But it's
What else
not
can-
in that scroll area anymore.
That's
are
really
you back
stupid. It
home?
was
Are you back home, Chuck?
yeah, I'm home and I'm miserable. Yeah, I'm home.
I can tell because your vocabulary
Hey,
sounds
Lewis.
Well, I'm just, fucking YouTube. I mean, just fucking YouTube. That's all. They can't leave
Oh,
well
yeah.
enough alone. They can't do anything right. They think their algorithm's so fucking wonderful, and yet it blocks anybody that wants to watch your
Yeah.
stuff.
So it's so you
I'm
mean
like,
it's
that's not so
hashtag fuck YouTube.
Yeah,
And
hashtag fuck YouTube is
So
where
this
I'm
is
at
wh-
with them.
This is what Joe won on Bob Dempsey's channel the other day, if anybody was
Well
interested.
done.
What
Well,
is
anyway,
it?
it's just like, it's like
A Santa
don't get
with
it.
a drone that flies around in circles, I guess.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
like a little knick-knack thing sits on the shelf?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Hey,
if it's motorized
Chuck?
or not, but
What filters did you get?
I bought the Freewell set. The
Okay, I'm looking on Amazon now. Where, did you get it off Amazon?
no, I got them direct through Freewell.
Okay.
They
I
don't.
don't.
I shouldn't have bought Freewell, but I love their stuff, so I'm loyal to them. So I just bought the set. It'll be
Yeah,
probably another couple of weeks.
That
I
works,
like
that
I like
works.
Freewell, and I have no problem with them. I'm just looking at. I guess a Sky.
Wayne.
Yeah, they weren't on. I didn't see anything listed on like Amazon yet because I checked there first too, and a lot of times the stuff will be there at the same time. But
Yeah. Well, right now they
I
have
guess-
a set from Skyreet.
yep, saw those.
packs.
Those will work. Yep.
And I got some newer ones for a little cheaper. that
Yep.
Might, but I think that's for the Pocket 2. That's
Hey.
Pocket 2.
Yeah, be careful, Dre. They're like listing stuff kind of strange. It's like the things. Just be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I really
Well,
want I want a VND set for Pocket 3, and I reached out to Freewell a few weeks ago,
hmm
and before the Pocket 3 came out, said, "Hey, I bet you're working on something for DJI's next camera." I know you can't tell me, but anyway, I said,
Ready?
when I said, "Are you going to be able to do VNDs?"
what's up,
if they release
Jody?
another pocket camera? And they're like, they said if they release another pocket camera, they will not have VNDs for a while. They're going to do regular NDs first.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah,
guess
for
that's
me,
how it goes.
all I look for is for a CPL filter. That's what all I
Uh-huh.
want. And I don't need all the other ones, the 1000s, the 64s, and
Yeah.
CPL is about
This
all
is
I really need.
This is a pretty low f-stop camera though. It's like
Yeah.
Mm.
it's not 2.8. It's like, isn't it 1.9 or something? It's pretty low.
Yeah,
I think it's
I'm
F.
not sure.
I think
I
it's
gotta
F
dig into
1.9.
it because the manuals they send you are worthless. They don't
Right.
tell you
I
nothing.
know. I mean, I read the manual for the first time ever and was like, this is not like really helpful.
Yeah, it
So,
doesn't tell you anything at all. It just gives you,
so I've
like I
just
said, a
been,
quick startup thing is like, say, you expect it, according to what they do it, you think everything works right away and nothing to explain.
oh yeah, like getting from like I slowed down my gimbal. Thank God they put speed settings in there. But the gimbal's nice and slow, and I pan up and down, left, right. Then I
Mhm.
was like, then I got it somehow in the zoom. I'm like, how the hell? Why is it zooming now? And then I found out there's like it's like a long press on the scroll button to switch from zoom to like
Oh, okay.
scroll. And that was kind of weird. So it's like stuff like that I've been kind of fumbling around figuring it out before I'm in the field using it, because then it's too late.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I know already this camera is going to be amazing for me. So like I just know. It's like
Yeah. Sound like Paul. Did he trip over something?
I don't know, did he?
All I heard is a little like he
No,
Yeah, I
that was
fell on the steps or something.
that was Laura's camera because Paul's muted and his camera shut off.
Paul's
Oh,
muted.
okay.
That had to have come from Laura's, probably David.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jesus,
anyone
Joe, I
left.
know. Look at this. Joe won three different shows. Look at that. Joe's lucky week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he
Well,
won it on Uncle Bill.
Arts, Bill's,
After-
and Bob Dempsey's.
Yeah.
after cheating death, I guess he deserved a
3 in
few
a row.
wins, right?
You took the words out of my mouth, Chuck. I said after almost dying, he gets a consolation prize, huh?
I'd say living is like the best prize, and then you get
Yeah.
three other
The
prizes. He's doing all
consolation
right.
prize. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up,
Right,
Steve? How's it going?
Oh, wow.
Nanya.
Nanya, what's up, Nanya?
Hey, Nanya.
Hey.
Let's see Nanya in a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dre, I've
I
been kicking
thought,
around that
well,
Pocket 3 a lot, man. I mean, that actually the D-Log and everything's going to be great on that camera too. It's just like,
Okay. Yeah. In the next several weeks, I'll get a chance to use this. I got family coming in, and I'll
Yep.
take it out to the field. I got my regular monthly jobs I got to do, so I'll take it out and do a couple of videos and see how it comes out
hey,
and go from there.
I don't really need to use. I might, yeah, maybe I'll use mine around the holidays this time. Like figure it out.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like I said, I just like the convenience of the mic already being preset up.
Oh, dude,
everything.
it's so awesome. I mean, like
Like you
seriously,
said, when I use my Rhodes with
sorry to hear
my
that, Bill.
Femi Palm 2 Pros, it's hit and miss. Sometimes the audio is great, and then sometimes it's not.
well, I always have problems with the 3.5 millimeter jack. Like the plug comes out of the jack because the springs inside the jacks are garbage now. They're not like what we had when we were
Mhm.
kids. That like things stayed in place. Everything
Mhm.
falls apart, comes unplugged, and you'll be like filming, and then it comes unplugged, and then you have no audio.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't have that. I just had the quality of the audio has always been inconsistent. And I have the Rhodes 1 and 2. And
Yeah.
it's just like I said, sometimes I'll have it if I have my vest on or
Yes.
something. It picks up the movement of the vest, or if I have a jacket on, it picks that up and it screws the audio up or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. But I do like that dead cat design, even though I don't like using one,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I'm more inclined.
It's- You know what? This is ironic, Dre. This is really ironic. Lori and I were in England, and I took the dead cats off the DJI mics. Right? They're
Mhm.
like a quarter turn ring. I know you're familiar
Right.
with them probably.
Right.
And one broke in half when I took it off, and I didn't have a spare with me in my backpack because,
Mm.
well, I had them at the hotel room. I'm an idiot. So anyway, I was like, damn, I didn't think any of these would ever break. And then of course that very week's when Pocket 3 came out with Mic 2, and that has that push in
Mm.
that goes in the jack. Dude, that's
Yeah.
a brilliant design.
That
This
it
is a
is
really
a
good
brilliant design. And like I said, that's the reason why I didn't like using my dead cats on my Rhodes, is because I was never comfortable with that quarter
They
turn
fall off.
ring. Yeah, they fall
Well,
off.
the road ones are garbage. They're
Mm.
flat out junk. Those things.
Mhm.
Road, I actually have no desire to ever buy another Rode mic in my life because they're just overpriced shit. It's like I wrote to their engineering team. It's like, what are you guys thinking? I was out in the field, I'm filming, and your dead cat is held on with friction barely, and I'm in a windy spot in Alaska. Next thing I know, my dead cat's gone when I need it most. Great engineering. They don't care.
I can tell what those guys said. This dude's pretty upset.
Yeah, and I stopped buying their shit. So
Yeah.
done with them. Have a nice day, Rode.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, the
That-
simplicity of having it all in one is great.
Hold on, that's the microphone cover that goes over the microphone, right?
Yeah, we
Correct.
call it
So
dead
you're
cat.
basing your whole opinion on a microphone over a cover.
It's the most important part when you're in the
Yeah,
field.
Why
right.
don't you just buy an aftermarket one?
Oh,
That's
it gets
literally
better.
like it's
I
literally
bought
like a
the
$3
Rhodes.
item.
I'm talking about Rhodes $100 lavalier 2. That's like their upgraded, new and improved, super awesome lavalier where the freaking dead cat falls off. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
The
I'll
whole
agree
thing's
with
made
him.
out of plastic.
I'll agree with him, Justin, to the point that I don't like that quarter turn stuff. I don't care who it is, because I've
Good
seen them
point, Joe.
on some other ones I've had, and I just don't like that little
I don't know why
design.
they
It's
call it
not
that.
very secure on any mic. So like I
I
said,
don't
this
get why
design
they're
by
so unreliable.
DJI this design by DJI is a smart move by them by using the external
So,
jack.
but what I'm saying, it's
adapter.
not an issue with the mic itself, just the
No,
cover
it's
is what you're
just,
talking about.
yeah, like I said, I don't like
usability.
using dead cats at all if I don't have to, because to me it serves as a distraction when somebody's watching your video. They're watching your dead cat like this. Like, what is that on his shirt? What is
Well,
that? You know?
that's the good thing about if the D take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, then that's the way to go. Because like you, I don't want the thing on when Lori and I are indoors. It's annoying. But when we're out in
Yeah.
the field and it's windy and stuff, then you have to have it or you have shit audio.
Right.
And
Right.
it just have to have it. And like
Mhm.
but it's gotta work.
Yeah, it's got to work, and it's got to stay in place. And like you said, it's something that's so lightweight and small. If it falls off, you won't notice it until after you get back home and you look at your footage and you say, "What happened here?"
I had that happen
The
with
dead cat's gone. You know.
Oh, I know. Like Lori and I were in Alaska. We were doing that bear video, and it was like an hour in, and Lori was holding the top of her coat, and all it did was she moved her hand, and the dead cat went flying. I'm like, what happened to your microphone?
Mhm.
And then we had to turn hers off and just run off of mine. She had to stay close to me the
I-
whole afternoon
Yeah.
because thank you, Rode. So like and hence my irritation, because it literally took me hours to fix the audio on that video thanks to that. Hours.
Yeah. And
Like,
like you
I'm
said, when you're outdoors, you
Not
got
appreciative of it.
wind or ambient noise. Like I'm on a lot of construction sites. To me, for construction site, it adds to the video a realism that I'm out there. You hear the heavy equipment backing up, the beeping noises, you hear the motors roaring. So it adds a little realism to it. But when you're out there in the wild and it's windy, it's such a
Yeah,
distraction.
wind's horrible. It's like
Yeah.
that's the whole reason for the dead cat is to get rid of that rustling sound, which is really
Yeah.
bad. Yep.
Yeah.
But I agree. I like regular background noise. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can now with all this AI stuff and like DaVinci and everything, you can throttle it back. You can have it there, but not be so prominent, which is really
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway, but yeah, I need my shit to work. So like, I mean, I know you guys like, God, Chuck's such an asshole. Like, I paid good
Yeah, we
money
knew
for
that.
this stuff. I want it to work. It has to work. That's why I'm paying
Yeah.
money for, like, I buy good gear. I expect it to work.
Understandably.
Yep.
Just like we all
that
do.
That part. I'm
Yeah, if you
behind
pay for
100%.
something, you want it to work properly. Yeah.
Well, and you only have one chance. You're out. You're filming life. You only have one
Mhm.
chance. So like, if it doesn't come out, that's it. The
Yeah,
opportunity's
one shot
gone.
deal always. Yep.
Yep.
Right. So that's why I get so passionate.
And that's where the frustration comes in, because you don't have a crew of 10, 12 people where somebody's monitoring the audio on a whole separate system, and says, okay, we gotta
No.
shoot that again because the audios didn't come out right. No, like you said,
You're
it's a
a one-man
one-shot
crew.
deal because you're
You're a
your own
one-man crew.
production crew. And you're
That's
the
right.
person that all these things to work.
It's me and Lori out against the world. And that's what we're
Yeah.
doing. And like one of us has
Yeah.
to notice, like, oh my God, wait, that light's not on. What happened? Or
Yeah.
something, you know? It's like,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh God, how long has it been that way?
Yeah.
That's always the worst feeling. Oh shit,
Mhm.
really? How long was it like that? And
Let's
then
check
you
out.
watch your footage later and you're like, oh God, it was like an hour of that. Oh my God.
Are we giving you a headache, Laura?
Probably. Probably.
You say, are you starting to get like Justin? All this tech talk, all this tech talking bores you?
No.
Honestly, I think it's really important to discuss the tech. Maybe not for me bitching about it, but it's like it's important to understand how your stuff works to be able to make the most of it because that's
Oh,
how you
and
get.
I think the manufacturer would like positive feedback as well.
They're not always going to get positive feedback from me because
Well,
I'm going to
like
tell
I
them
say,
how it
you know,
is.
you know,
Yeah, but
when we
when
have
I
shows
say
like
so,
this, when we have shows like this, word
Hold on a
gets back
sec.
to the manufacturers, and they say, okay, we're getting a lot of complaints or comments about this one area. That's what we need to improve on.
And they refined it a little bit. So like I
Yeah.
think
Right.
Rode
Look up
actually,
the-
you know, in Rode's credit when they went from the wireless Go to the Go 2 setup,
Mhm.
that's when they fixed the way the dead cat attached to the microphone. That's
I
when they
agree
went
with that,
quarter
Eddie.
turn and it would stand.
But at the same time,
DJI did the same.
if you're gonna, you can't really criticize something without a solution too.
Steve wanted me to tell Chuck this. Chuck, my Shure MVL clip-on microphone. It worked wonderful on my DJI wireless mics, whatever the hell that is. I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Yeah, I
Agree,
stopped
Eddie.
using.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so like labs are cool, but it's when you're filming in the field, you have to give up the prettiness of the litty bitty lav like
Correct,
they use
Bill.
on TV. And you got to go with just the microphone being a one-piece design like Mic or Mic 2. Like
We're gonna try and
like
keep doing that, Tim.
you got to keep it simple when you're in the field, or
Definitely.
you're going to have problems. So that's
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're gonna,
why I don't
as I said-
bother. I don't want to plug anything in if I don't have to anymore.
why? Yeah, but why criticize something for
Person-
criticism's sake?
If you can list a problem, you can give us some kind of idea, and I'll tell you a problem I had with it if it's something that was like an add-on or a clip-on because it's just asking.
Yeah,
for
but again,
trouble,
you've got to
right?
look at what caused the
Complexity.
problem too.
Well, I get what Chuck is saying.
Dude, I
say
look at what
use-
happened to the problem. I'm an
using a
engineer.
lab
I
mic.
get it. I analyze what happened, but I can't
Yeah.
fix a bad design. I just have to work around it.
Right. Like I say, using a lav mic is nice, but then you're talking about you want to use it in the right way. I mean, you got to put it under your clothing somewhere. The pop comes out at least unobtrusive as possible. And like you
Yeah,
say, when you're
Like
out in
you
the
said,
field,
you have rushing noise. Yeah.
yeah, and you get stuff like that. And like I said,
I've
you're out in
had
the
it happen.
field and you're moving around from one location to another, you'll forget. And next you know, you got this lav mic attached to something. You're like, oh, now I got to unhook it.
Dude,
All this kind of stuff.
dude, tell me, Dre, tell me this hasn't happened to you. You have all your mics on, everything's great. You walk into a place, you take your coat off, and where was your mic attached? To your coat. And
Yep.
next thing you know, you play your
Yep.
footage back and you can't hear you because your mic is on the freaking, you're sitting on it or something.
Yep.
Ugh,
Yep.
that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That
Oh,
it's that you got so many things going on, you're bound to forget something, and that lab mic is always
Always.
the one thing you always gonna forget and stuff.
and it's the most important thing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's super important. Oh God. Yeah,
'Cause I've
that's
been there
why
where I'm
I've
concerned
learned that
about the mic, and the mic's in the right place, and I forget to turn the transmitter on. You know, because I shut it off
I've done
while I
that
was
too.
going from one place to another.
Yep,
Ooh.
to save power or whatever. And the next thing you know,
Yeah.
it's not on.
Yep. So it's all. I guess it's one thing on
Yep,
that.
or
That's
you
why
forget
this-
to turn the mic on. Yeah, the receiver. You turn the it's always something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So again, if you're going to use Pocket 3, which is a great camera, and you're going to use their Mic 2, and it's all integrated in one thing, and they all just turn on together. Oh my God, you can press the little button on the side of Mic 2 and start recording with it remotely. It's super cool. I mean, anyway, hopefully we'll have fewer issues in the field going forward.
Hmm.
Because they make Lori want to kill me, basically, when I bitch about them. And I don't blame her. Because I'll say the expletive that rhymes with my name and starts with the letter F, and she's like, "What now?" And then I'll tell her what happened. She's like, "Jesus, really?"
There we go. I knew I'd
Finally.
figure it out eventually. So now you can see Justin how it moves real smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
That's-
lot
Yeah.
smoother.
Are you
That's-
using?
That's the
Hey.
selling point right there to me. Because when
Yeah.
we're sitting there, it's we naturally move a little bit when we're sitting or talking or whatever. And this thing has a nice smooth tracking to it.
Ray, do you think that would work? I wonder if DJI will give us firmware that'll let it kind of like center on two people, like say a vlogging couple, selfishly speaking here.
Just like you have with multiple
Well,
focus
have you
positions with a
contacted
camera.
DJI yet?
Not
Have you
yet,
sent
no, but I mean,
a suggestion?
dude, no, not yet.
Well, that's the only way they're going to find out. You got to suggest these things.
What the fuck? It's like,
You got to be up in their grills, annoying the fuck out of them.
maybe if they would give me their shit to test a month in advance, I could take it around London with Lori and really film and
Oh,
show
have
them
you
stuff.
asked them?
Then-
Have you asked
No,
them?
because I'm not gonna want to hear what I have to say because I don't want to be one of those ass-sucking people that says everything's great about it. I'm gonna tell them what I really think. So I have to pay money for this stuff.
Oh, no, but have you actually asked them to get their shit first?
Shouldn't have to ask.
If
It ought to be
if you
obvious.
don't ask, you don't know. You've got to ask these things. You've got to be right up there ginger all the time.
Oh,
Up there,
stop! I'm just
Ginger?
taking the piss. I'm just taking the piss.
That was
No,
that,
really.
man.
What?
I was asking Dominic what up the ginger meant.
I
Oh,
think
man,
you
you've
know
got to
what
be right up their ass. You've got to be right on them. You've got to annoy the
Right.
shit out of them till they know who you are.
I guess you can have a red
No,
bump.
it's really okay. No, I think I've never worried about using the facial tracking
Hey,
before. I just turn it off. I turn it off because Lori and I are two people, and it would always pick one of us and lock in on them. So,
No audio,
with this-
Steve.
It would be distracting then.
yeah. But if DJI could come up with a way to have somehow lock on two people,
Hmm.
that would be cool. But I don't know if they can. I mean, they've never done it with like with the drones either. When you do like a asteroid or whatever, you have to pick one person. You can have a group of three people. It'll let you pick one of the three. You can't pick two of the three or three of the three.
But
you know what I mean?
Wayne, I don't think they've ever had an email from Chuck stating this is what we need.
Well, they should just hire me. I mean, obviously, I know everything.
Hey.
They should just hire me.
No audio.
Just ask me.
How
I'll
we
tell you.
doing, Mr. Carpenter?
What's up, Steve? But see, this is what I've
Okay,
told Matt too,
Steve, you don't have no sound.
because Matt's always complaining about the 360 camera. I'm like, well, you got to send emails in and make suggestions at least.
That's
Well,
what I mean.
there's
You got to annoy
really-
the shit out of them.
If
There's
like
really
listening.
not much. Well, Insta360, there's really not much you can do for them. I mean, their cameras are just kind of shit. So, I mean, that's just how they are. But
Well, I'm just saying, like, if enough people complain about one specific item, if a company's smart, they will listen to their customer base.
I don't know if they're ever going to change. I think, does Matt get annoyed by the app? You have to use the app first to get your footage, and then you can. It always
Yeah,
has to
you
go
don't-
through the app.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like the
Yeah,
app
he was
at
talking
all.
about that this morning about having to retrieve the footage through the app and somewhere else. It
Couple
just
of steps.
wasn't where he thought it should have been.
Yeah, we'll try that next time as well, Bill.
What did Bill say?
On the next episode of the bitching continues.
yeah,
Continue to
That's right.
let's just bitch. Let's get it all out of our system. Let's get all the bitching out of our system.
Oh man,
Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Hey,
There we
we can
go.
hear
doing
you.
good, Steve.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck, do me a favor.
Yeah,
You're an engineer, right?
supposedly,
You read the plans and specs before you do anything.
sometimes, sometimes. Devil's in the details, though. It's always the case. And like,
Mhm.
but my use case, the things that I complain
Here's the mic that I
my-
was talking about. And
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
mic
yeah.
works with the DJI wireless system absolutely perfectly.
No, dude, the only problem I have with lavs like that is when they come unplugged from the microphone itself.
I never have a
That's-
problem with it. I put the microphone in a place like that. And I use a little Velcro zip tie, so it coils it all up so it's not dangling all over the place. And I keep it short.
I really wish, I know I'm
Okay.
asking for a lot as a consumer. As a consumer, I'm asking a lot, but like some of the higher end stuff has a threaded connector so that the 3.5 millimeter can't come unplugged.
Yep.
Well, you're
uh,
really not asking for anything because you don't like to email them.
Exactly.
Okay, Justin's pouring a little gasoline on the fire now.
whatever.
Yeah, let's
Anyway, it's like
let's really pour the piss into it and throw a huge amount of gasoline on the fire.
what I'm trying to say is that with all this microphone stuff, now that you could just use a mic 2 with the Pocket 3, and you don't have to have, all you have is the lav clipped on you with a magnet or the clip. You don't need a separate lav. You have a wind muff if you need it. It's a one piece solution, far less likely to have weird things happen, like things coming unplugged, stuff like that, that I've experienced in every way, shape, and form.
RTFM, Mark.
And I
RTFM.
just want to keep it. I don't care that somebody sees a little plastic block on me. If I have good audio, that matters more to me than somebody seeing that I'm wearing a microphone. And that's that. I've come to that conclusion. I just want it to work.
Is the DJI mic system integrated with the new 3
Yeah,
Osmo?
It is.
Is it automatically interfaced
can-
with it?
automatic.
The transmitter comes with a USB-C connector, and you can.
No, I
plug-
know.
mean,
I've got the wireless.
receiver,
I'm
the
asking,
receiver.
I'm
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
about on the Osmo itself.
Yes,
He's
you plug
talking
it right in the
The
back.
Pocket 3.
Yeah, it works with the Pocket 3. It works. In fact, it stays plugged in better than the 3.5 millimeter ever could think of plugging in and staying in.
Yeah.
But
I can't, Max.
Because the wireless mic with the USB-C, it works on the smart controller. You just plug it into the.
yes, I know it's pretty badass. It's cool.
I can't, Max, because I'm not
And that's-
actually logged into Paul's YouTube account.
Steve, I've had better luck with the USB-C connector than I've ever had with the 3.5 millimeter stuff for whatever reason. It likes to like come unplugged on me. And it doesn't matter what lav I use, just or even like the 3.5 millimeter cable to go from like the do it all handle on Pocket 2 to go to the DJI wireless receiver. One of those ends will come unplugged on me, and I tried to come up with so many different ways to keep things bundled together and attached. And nothing would work in the field. It would always find a way to come unplugged. I had elastic bands, all kinds of shit. Nothing worked. And so that's why I'm very excited about this mic too, because now I don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for you,
Max.
Lori, it's almost it's a must-have for you and Lori because you guys
Yes.
are together.
Eddie
I'll
is.
pick one up just to have a spare, just in case I get in a situation like I have the Rhodes 2. I got the 2 mics with that, and just in case I go to like a trade show or something like that, I have the little Rhodes microphone, fake microphone thing, and put the other one that. And when somebody talks, I handle. Here's the mic talking to that.
Did you Dre, have you tried clipping your mic 2 onto the little hole with the Pocket 3? Because it serves as like a portable microphone handle. It's very cool. Right
Yeah,
up on
like I
top.
said, well, it has the whole.
Yeah.
You can put the whole thing in there. You can clip it on top, according to
Yep.
all the thing I've seen. I mean, here it is. Yeah,
Yeah, we can clip the mic 2
right
on top
there.
of the little holster that Pocket 3
Right.
slips into, like just like the one that came with Pocket and Pocket 2, like the hard
Right.
plastic thing.
Mhm.
Sharing live stream.
That
What the
serves
hell?
as an interviewing. That serves as an interviewing mic handle. It's actually kind of cool.
Right, yeah.
But I have
Well,
a proper one
like
that I
you
bought
said,
from like
you
Small
would
Rig.
want to have two mics. Like I said, if you hand somebody that, and then you want to have your mic because you're asking questions and they're talking.
We've done that
responding.
where Lori and I will be working together as a team, and Lori might be interviewing somebody, and I'll give up my mic, and then we'll put it on the
Right,
other person, and then
right.
when they're willing.
That's why I like the DJI wireless mic system. I mean, it's all in one case, everything.
Yeah,
Ready
It
to
is
go,
cool.
Ready to
Yep.
go, stays charged. You've got lightning connector, you got USB connector,
Yep, and
everything
the clip.
all within the case, and it recharges it 2 times. The mic, the transmitter, and the
built-in charging system.
yeah.
Lori would wish it would run a little longer because like the
Hmm.
5 hour time seems to cut us short all the time when we're filming. But I get that. I
How
feel
mu-
the same way.
5 hours is too
Yeah.
short.
We're out all day. We are out all day with mics on filming. That's when you
Yeah.
vlog. That's how it goes. It's not like an hour thing. It's like
Well, I
You're out
know,
all
but there's areas where you won't be recording. Put it back in your case, and it recharges up, and then away you go.
Well,
Well, it's
like
very-
we were talking earlier, Steve, when
Never
you're
know
like,
when
they're doing travel stuff, so it's
We
kind of like
never
you need to
know.
have the stuff on you at all times in case
Right.
something
Yes.
comes up. You're
yes,
already
we gotta be
mic'd
ready.
up, ready
We're
to go.
running, dude. We're running gun. That microphone has to be working all the time. So I actually have 2 DJI mic cases with 2 sets of microphones and 2 I have 2 of everything because I have to switch our microphones when I go red on the microphones. I'm like, Lori, give me your microphone. Here's set 2, and we have they're labeled with different colors. So I have Chuck 1, Chuck 2, Lori 1, Lori 2, and I have to switch shit out because like I got to stay hot all the time. So that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to get how difficult it is to do this shit. Like it's
Well,
it's
5
not
hours
easy.
or well, Chuck, I understand what you're saying, but you know what? I got a friend of my cousin and other stuff that are in the professional recording business, and people that work for news networks. They
Hi,
don't have
Steve.
anywhere near this
Hey.
problems.
We are out 12 or more hours a day wandering around places and filming. And like even my Pocket 2, I carry a separate battery charger in my pocket with a cable so I can plug in Pocket 2 and keep it alive.
Yeah,
You'll see it from time to time because like I have to keep my shit powered up and ready to go all effing day.
I know, because
like, that's-
in my case that I have with carry my insulin supply, so my man purse inside that
Yeah,
is at all times there's at least a
Memory cards.
10,000 milliamp battery solar charger, or I have the bigger 20,000 milliamp one.
And you probably have extra memory cards.
Those are in the
Oh, yeah,
case
always.
carrying with you
But-
anyways, whatever you're taking with you.
Handbag.
It's very rare when I run out of memory space because I use 256 gig cards in the cameras and then
Still not
download
enough.
every day. I don't usually have a problem with that. In fact, I've not had a problem with that.
Or you just use one card and download every day, as Chuck said.
Everything gets
Clear it
downloaded
off.
onto it. There's an external SSD that travels with us. It's 4 terabytes that every day goes on there. Everything goes on it. And then, God forbid
Even-
that gets destroyed. But
So where are you now? New York or where?
I'm in New York.
Okay. Wasn't sure if you were still out gallivanting in the UK.
No, we
Ran
sent
out of
him back.
Yeah, Laura kicked me out. Go home.
Did anybody else see the video? Who was it? I want to say, 51 Drones put out today. I guess there's another legislating thing coming out that they got it buried deep into the defense contractor bill about banning DJI drones for government.
Just
entities.
like Florida did.
Right.
We've
And,
lost
and that's
track.
like, I have a comment there, Tim. This is classic, legislation what they do is things that are not popular,
Yeah.
they don't want nobody to know about. They bury it deep in other legislation that everybody know needs to be passed, like the Defense Bill Act and everything. So you know, whoever you talk to might want to just drop it in your local representative and let them know that there's a ban stuff.
Is this the bill that Chuck was talking about? Elise Stefanik
No,
brought this up.
This is national. This is at the federal
Oh,
level.
okay. I didn't know if Elise Stefanik brought it national.
That's back.
Yeah. So this is the
Yeah,
national
she's a
bill buried
she's
under
a
the
she's a,
defense,
she's a congresswoman.
Yeah.
yes, but this one's buried under the Defense something Act, and basically initially the bill is about funding our national defense, but deep down in it, it has about banning DJI drones, and it's basically
Well,
going
whose
to
pick is this?
federal agencies.
Dre, who is this? I missed that. I had to sign out, sign back in because I lost my audio.
Okay,
Speaking of audio,
I heard 51 Drones put out a video earlier today about legislation being pushed through under the Defense, I think it's Funding Act, whatever it's called, that they got it deep down in the act of the legislation talking about banning Chinese-made drones, which we know they're going after DJI.
Yep.
So basically, all of our federal agencies and everything else would have to, like they did in Florida, they got to get rid of their drones, buy American-made ones, because that language is specific in the legislation that they want American-made drones.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's another company that makes American-made drones.
Oh, there's plenty of
there's
defense
several of them.
contractors that do.
There's several companies that make American-made drones, but it's the
They're all
difference in
defense
cost factor.
contractors.
yeah, they're not consumer grade.
No, like I said, they're not in the consumer market. They're all in the enterprise market, and they're, I think the cheapest one you can buy is right around 10 to 12,000, and it goes up from there.
That doesn't matter anyway. All the local and state agencies will just get government grants to pay for the shit anyway. How do you think they
like
get
I
all
say,
this military
that's-
equipment?
It's the downtime that has to take place when you get out of one ecosystem, and now you're picking another one. And you guys get asked, a lot of these American-made manufacturers don't have accessories like DJI has. They don't have the third-party support like DJI has.
Yeah.
These are all the things that made DJI what it is globally, because of all the third-party and also in-house support for the drones that you actually buy. Just like we're talking about
So
mics.
So
These
DJI
companies
has
don't
the
even
edge.
talk about having communication at all.
So
What
DJI overall has the edge.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
they've had the edge since 2015.
For years.
Yeah.
They've had the edge.
We
Yeah,
have a
but if a lot of states and federal governments start going that way, these defense contractors are going to come in and make shit that's
Well, the goal is
way
to get
better.
drones out of the sky. That's the goal. And by
Mhm.
burying the thing into a defense bill of some sort is a way to get consumer drones out of the sky, out of their way. Because this woman is probably in bed with a bunch of lobbyists that are like, hey, we want to get these Amazon drones up. These consumer drones are in our way. So help us out. We'll give you a shit ton of money and you'll never have to work another day of your life. That's what it is.
Are,
Like I
are you
said,
Obvious.
If
are
you
you
take,
ref-
if you,
Go
if
ahead,
you
Justin.
take, I was gonna say, if you take costs out of the factor, to think that Boeing or Northrop Grumman couldn't make something 10 times better
You
than
okay,
DJI
Steve?
would ever make is
We all know they all can do it, because most of the
Well, that's-
technology that DJI uses today came out of Boeing's drones they were using in the Gulf War.
And let's face facts here. No drone is 100% made and manufactured here in the United States. There's not one of them that's out here. All the parts are coming from China, so they're worried about it. If the part that they're worried about is
Yeah,
the
but
chip
it's not-
and communications, and it's coming from China anyways.
We're in the way. Us hobbyists, we are in the way. They want us out of the sky. Seriously, that's what I believe is really what's going on. I'm probably wrong. That's what it feels like to me.
Conspiracy theory.
No, you're not.
they're gonna-
You're not wrong.
I'm
What they're
getting
gonna
that feeling too, Jack.
They're trying to price us out of the hobby because we're in
Yeah.
the way.
Well, two
I
ways.
think Trey
Price
said
you
that
out
the
of
other
the
day.
hobby, and also constrict you to like say flying field with the so-called FRIAs, which are coming out like
Good point.
you know,
Anya.
there's like turtle paste, you know, snail's paste, I should say. You know, so you know, it's just ridiculous. I mean, they're not allowing the free access to the airspace with all these different regulations and banning different manufacturers and all this kind of craziness.
Laura, are they doing this in the UK as well?
You've asked the wrong person, Andrew.
You're the wrong person.
I didn't
I
know if
don't-
you've
I
heard
don't-
anything.
I haven't heard
if-
anything, so
Andrew, if you want to ask that question, there's a show that comes on right before this one called there's a couple of
Giants
guys,
and
one out of
Sundry.
South Africa. You got what's his name? Bruce down in New Zealand.
My
Show
boy
that
Bruce.
Oh, extra.
Drones and Sundry. It's with
Yes.
Gary Mortimer, Bruce Simpson, and there's
Or
another
look
chap.
at, or check out Geekvana.
Oh, Geeks
Geeks
Vana.
Vana's
I've been
another
watching
one.
Geeks Vana.
Well,
He's
those
he's
people
good.
right there are on top of all the drone laws. Right now, Bruce is
In the
fighting for his
UK.
life down in New Zealand. The local council has basically gone after him and banning him from flying, just him, banning him
him.
from flying
Yeah,
anywhere,
because he's
any
right out
day,
there.
anyhow.
There he is.
It
right
sounds
there.
like they just want to make an example and use him as a scapegoat.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, like I say he's the loudest voice in that area, so they had definitely come after him specifically. They came after
It-
him.
I think XJet's going to break out boxing
Oops.
gloves.
Yeah, well, like I say, the difference is I don't know how much money XJet has compared to the local municipality has. They got lawyers on their staff, and they're gonna say, you know what, you want to go to court? We'll sit here and wait for you to show up.
That's right.
That's
They
gonna
got
be the
they,
difference.
they got an endless supply of attorneys waiting
That's
there to
right.
work on
Well,
that case.
And well, and the thing is don't look at it as from an American legal standpoint. They might have the ability to just say, "You're not flying there," and there's no legal repercussion for him, no
And it
legal
could be.
recourse.
And
Some
that- and that-
countries
and
just
that
have
was-
more.
And not to be facetious against him, Justin, but that's why I was trying to tell him when he was barking about the FAA and remote ID. I said, dude, you need to be concerned about what's happening in New Zealand. We'll handle what happens here in America. And now his own local council has got him in the bullseye and stuff. And like I say, now he's fighting for his life to fly. And I said, all that time you were spending trying to badmouth the FAA over here, which you have no dog in the fight. You should have been
Exactly.
worried about your own backyard.
He could move.
Oh, please don't even bring that thought.
Yeah, well, I think.
I mean, that is true if he's
we
gonna-
need people like that.
If he's gonna base his entire career off of that, I mean, that might be his only option at that point.
It might be.
I
I,
mean,
don't
what's
think he
his-
wants to. I don't think he wants to come to America. I mean, there's a lot of folks who support him.
No, I mean, there's
stuff.
other countries you could go to. You go to Australia.
Yeah.
You could go to
Yeah.
He's not
England.
happy with none of them, Justin. He's not happy with none of them. He
He
don't
should
like
come.
the
He should come to
Well-
us. We need people like that in Australia.
It's the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
don't know.
like I say, you know, there's things going on across the globe, dude. As far as over in the UK, EU, the CAA up in Canada, they're all. I think they're reading about today about how the CAA in Canada is talking about regulating even indoor flying.
Uh,
That sounds
That's,
far-fetched.
Don't think, Andrew.
and
Don't think
anyway.
about what we have here in America. It's Canada airspace. They
Yeah,
do what
but-
they do in Canada.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Rules-
Stop.
Our rules don't apply there.
Yeah, stop thinking about it from an American legal standpoint. 'cause
I'm just thinking,
some
how do you
countries-
regulate
Damn it.
indoor flying?
They can. Like I say, if they have that type of authority, that they can regulate it. And that's why I tell people every country has different guidelines and different regulations.
Mhm.
That's why you cannot automatically assume where you live, where you come from,
Later, Tim.
applies elsewhere.
As
Take
long
care,
as
Tim.
they're
Stay
doing it
safe.
legally according to their laws, then
Yeah, that's my
Oh,
whole point.
fucking
That's why
Dan.
that's why I try to tell Bruce. I said, Bruce, I don't get on anybody's show and
Uh-huh.
bash what goes on in UK, in the EU, or down in Australia or New Zealand or Canada, whatever. I said, dude, we got our hands full
Oh,
right here in the
no.
USA. You know,
Come on,
I
Trev, we
can't be
need
concerned what's happening over
briefings.
there.
They can set the laws up how they want to say them. The prime
Yeah.
minister that they have up there now is changing
Mhm.
every
Oh.
rule law that they've got up there.
They're going to have a tax on breathing up there next.
Exactly, Wayne. Every country's rules are different.
Yeah,
but
they're gonna have a breathing tax on you next, right, Dominic?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
that
I'll
comes right on point for Canada.
because I'll see people in those drone groups and they'll be like, you know, somebody in America or
Oh.
somebody in Canada, and they're telling somebody in
checked.
another country, you can't fly like that. Well, how do you know? Their rules are different.
Yeah.
So
for-
Like you-
that's why I tell, you know, I like Bruce as a person. He and I
Yeah.
on different levels as far as rules and regulations, where, you know, he's been flying for a lot
Yeah,
of
but
years.
You've
I
got to
respect him for
look at
that.
it from one point of view. You've got one
Yeah.
as an antagonist and the other's a protagonist. So
Right.
it's the way they go about it.
Mhm.
Be
They
attacked.
might be fighting for the same thing, but he's more of an antagonist though.
Right.
And sometimes that
Well,
That's-
does any government like getting pushed into the corner?
No.
Fuck
The
no.
answer is no.
Yeah.
No, that's where you keep the old saying goes, you keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies closer. And that's what you have to do when you're working with governmental
Yeah, you
agencies.
gotta tickle the taint of the.
You got a man
the
over
government.
here that can tell you we're having to work for one. And it's okay, Dre. You know what? Just say
Hey,
the fifth. We understand what
Steve-
you mean.
Steve, I
Go on, Bill.
was going to get some lunch today, and I saw a billboard, and it says Governor, you know, they didn't put his full name, but it says he's going to charge another $1 something on gas tax. And I thought to myself, I said, why are you blaming him when most you people voted for it?
Yep.
That's what
Yes,
kills me. I
and
said,
we've
you
got
guys
the same
voted-
problem here. Yeah,
you
we got
guys
people
voted
complaining
to put
about
the
interest
tax on
rates.
yourselves.
Yeah.
We had a chance to get rid of the gas tax, and these clowns let themselves get duped into voting for it. So they're
Oh,
talking
you
about,
know,
we
you know
gotta
what
fix
I
the
want,
roads
you know
and
what I
bridges.
want to do? I want to put a road mileage tax, get rid of the gas tax, put the road mileage tax on how many miles you actually drive your vehicle. Because guess what? Now you're going to include all these electric vehicles that are on the road that
Good.
pay zero.
Yeah,
They pay zero in road tax, but yet they're chewing up the road just like a regular vehicle is.
Yeah, now
You're,
top execs are debating about how good really are electric vehicles.
yeah,
Oh, they're
Well, that's
bad.
been
They're having
going
that
on.
debate.
That's been going on. Look at the loss of Ford and Chevrolet.
Yeah.
They're a waste
Billions
of
of dollars they just posted this last quarter.
Oh, I know.
they are absolutely losing money on those cars.
Well, that was like Harley Davidson. You know, they've been having issues pushing their electric bikes.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
It doesn't make the
How's-
vroom vroom sound loud enough.
That's it.
I was watching Bikes and Beards, and he was talking about that because they actually gave him one, and he was like, as cool as it is, he goes, it's just not. He goes, I don't understand why they would think that Harley guys would want to buy something like that.
There you
you
go.
know.
There's a reason why people buy Harleys, and it ain't
I
because
mean, he
of the
said it was
quiet
cool
ride.
and everything, and he gave it its dues because it does
Correct.
have,
No.
you know, for what it is pretty cool. But he was like, at the same time, you know, it's
Beautiful.
just the wrong market that they're trying to push into.
Mhm.
Steve, in California, do you guys pay your car registration? Is it based on the weight of the vehicle like it is in New York State?
It's
No.
the cars aren't, trucks are.
Oh, hold on a sec.
Vehicles in New York State, when you register it, they know what the gross vehicle weight is, and your registration is based upon that. Not like some states, they have it on the value of the vehicle and stuff. In New York,
Yeah,
it's
but
weight.
you've got, but that's all you do.
Or value the vehicle here in California, except for truck, you have the basic value fee. Then you have a weight fee for the vehicle on top of that for trucks, depending on if it's half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton. There's different rates for that.
Oh, what
Hey,
if
I'll tell you
it's
what, I'll tell you what, Chuck, their depreciation don't match the Kelly Blue Book at all.
No,
what if it's
I haven't
I
gotten
think
nothing
my
yet,
car
Laura.
is
40
still
years
worth
old?
about as much as it is 5-6 years
Haven't got
ago,
it yet.
according to the state of California.
I'm just saying
Point,
that,
Dan. Got a point.
I mean, as far as electric vehicles not paying their their fair share to maintain the roadways. If your registration picks it up on the way to the vehicle, that's part of it. But yeah, usage, you could watch somebody's odometer.
That's what
and,
gas
like,
tax is about here in California. That's why we have one of the highest gas taxes in the nation. And-
New York's went up 10 cents on the tax.
Ours
Look at
is
that.
just
We
paid
went
by
up 50 cents in this last, what was it, six months ago or a year ago now, Dre? What
Yeah,
was
we've
it,
got
50 cents
yeah.
again, 50 cents?
Yeah, we've got 60-cent tax on petrol, and there's potholes all over the bloody place.
oh, gross, Bill.
We
No,
pay
here-
$600 or $700. We pay $850 in car registration, and we've still got bloody potholes.
No, here it's like goes by weight. So an average 4-door car, you might pay 35 bucks a year.
Try the average car here in California. If you were to go and buy a new car today, okay, we'll just say a Toyota Camry or something like that, you're going to be at about $300 and some odd dollars for the valuation of that car minimum. And I'm just an approximate. My truck, it's a 3/4 ton heavy duty short bed, four-door. With that vehicle there, it's 427 a year.
I paid $32 a year or 64 if I wanted a 2-year.
Now,
Let's go take him out. Let's go take him out, Dre.
Steve, what year is your truck?
God, $880 here.
Hey, y'all choose to
2000
live there. I live there. I moved.
2007.
2000. Okay, 2007. Okay, that's not
Sorry.
bad. My
Okay.
Jaguar, the one I drive,
Oh,
2009. Okay, and that's why I say I still pay as much as Steve pays and stuff. Now Steve pays by weight because of the type of vehicle he has and stuff. I still pay a high amount. Like I said, I had all 3 of my cars come up that I have registered in my name. I'll pay over $1,000 for registration for this year for all my cars.
Hey, y'all choose to live there. There's 49 other states you can move to.
And like I say, I don't want my house blown over. I don't want to shovel no snow and all that kind of good stuff. So like I said, I don't complain, but that's part of reality of living here. So when y'all talk about, gas is $2.85, I'm like, dude, come on, add $3 more and then you come talk to me.
Chuck, do you see Dan's comments in the chat?
No, I didn't.
Dude,
see it.
$1,000 would get me through 10 years. Easy.
And like I said, I pay this every year. It ain't like when I was stationed in Oregon, you paid tax once every 2-3 years on your vehicle, registration fees.
Once
California every year.
It's either so you can do a 1 year or you can do a 2 year. So whatever your 1 year cost is, you just double it for your 2 year.
Yeah.
So you like I said, average 2 4-door car, you're gonna look at $35 a year.
Steve, what if what if the vehicle is over 40 years old, which is older than Kelly Blue Book?
Like
it depreciates some in the value a little bit as it goes down every year. Then when you buy it new, it drops a little bit every year.
And I mean, he means a little bit.
Yeah.
Dan, how much did you pay for your little truck's registration? I'm assuming it wasn't that much. Maybe $60 at the most.
Because what they do is they hit you on the fee, like a new truck nowadays is probably dang close to about 600. I would say if you bought a brand new truck today.
Easy.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, as far as
Dan.
as far as car,
I'm gonna head out.
See you, Dominic.
We'll see you, Dominic.
Dominic,
Duty comment. That's pretty funny.
have a good day, sir.
As far as just regulations on vehicles, Florida is one of the best states to live if you're a car guy, because you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to your car. They don't give a shit.
Well, Arizona's pretty liberal with
Like
car
they've-
registration, because I know several people that have a home over there and they'll make sure that they register their vehicles in Arizona. But what happens here is if they find out that you're working in California, then they'll force you to register your vehicle here.
Wait,
You-
that one for U-Haul trucks are registered in Arizona. They all have Arizona tags on them. Every
Yeah.
single one.
It's so cheap.
But you know, it's so ironic that you say Arizona's so liberal, but really it's quite the opposite.
No, liberal with their registration is what I'm saying. Not liberal in the term liberal. I'm talking about registration.
It's like an oxymoron. It's fun.
Oh, I know. Well,
Trent's got a point.
It's turned from more and more to the blue side, shall we say.
Yep. It's gonna be full blue by next election.
Oh boy.
Carrie Lake's not doing them no favors either.
Hold on.
Party.
Yeah.
That's in the middle. Where is this party anyway? The one that's like in the middle.
Try it now, Paul.
What-
There you go.
Paul Murray.
Hey, how you doing?
It's not
Justin,
time you
don't
showed
give
up.
host back.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
Paul
made your
is
host
back
back.
from the great beyond.
I was trying to figure out how to get everything started again because the host, which was Justin, had turned my video off and it came up and says, you can't start your video.
How are you, Paul?
Justin.
I'm hanging in there. I just got done doing a ship.
Yeah, I saw in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's California is ridiculous in their registration.
We've been having quite the
And-
spirited conversation here since you left, Mr. Murray.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell broke while you were gone.
Well,
and
that's
and,
good.
and the part that I'm upset about is it's not fair. So every one of these EV vehicles are not paying for the road tax.
Well, as Dre said, he heard that there's a push to totally ban DJI drones within
Uh,
Congress.
How much did we pay for road tax last year? 0.
Doesn't that sum it up, Dre?
Dre,
Yeah.
is it limited to governmental agencies cannot buy?
Yes, it is. It is basically geared at government agencies.
So privately,
Yeah,
you can still own DJI.
right. Privately, we're still good at this point. And like I tell them, what way they're doing it now is they're hiding it under the Defense Funding Act that's coming up.
I really
Oh.
hate that.
So like I said, they're trying to sneak it in. And I'm pretty sure that this time it's going to pass because nobody's going to have the guts to pick it apart.
Yeah,
Are
just
they
take it up and it's on 51.
Are-
You can watch it. 51 drones, Andrew, and the name of it is Banning DJI in the USA. And it was just
Yeah.
put up 3 hours ago.
Right.
are they stuffing it in the budget bill?
Yes.
Like they do everything else.
God,
And
it
that's
sounds
why
like
I
all the
said
pork they
that's,
put in there.
that's why I said it. It'll probably get passed because the name of the bill
Dan.
is something that needs to get passed for military
Bye,
funding.
Chuck.
Dre, read that comment Dan put in there for you.
What Dan put in? Okay.
The well, the sad part of it is until Congress really changes, it's not a whole lot's going to change because they
Yeah.
are saying that a lot of these bills are not going to pass because all it takes is one person to switch their vote or whatever.
We need to get a Congress in there that's got some, cojones, as they say. And you know what? A bill is a bill. You can't put that in and put anything else. If you're going to bring a bill up, the bill has to come up and stand on its own. And that's what they need to start enforcing.
Yeah, that's why I said, Paul, this one might get passed because the main purpose of this bill is to fund the national defense, our military. So who's going to stand up and says, I'm voting no on the military? You'll lose
How-
your seat quicker than anything else.
How
So that's what I'm
quick?
saying. Unless somebody going to come up and say, no, we need to take out
So-
all this extra stuff before we vote.
Well,
And that's not going to happen because
this
most
is-
people don't read the bills.
Well, this is how they do it, right? So, like when a new plane's being built, they'll literally build one part for that plane in each 50 states. So that way, each one of the people in each one of those states, it's like congressmen, senators. Guess what?
Yes.
Now they're upholding to those people that have those jobs
Hi,
in those
Laura.
areas. And it's you can't get out of it because one state's not going to say, well, we're not taking, because then they have to answer to their voters.
Mm-hmm.
who are now have thousands of jobs in a factory making one part for some military plane or ship,
Exactly.
whatever it might be.
And that's the way it always happens like that.
Yep.
And that's why I said this will probably pass, because you don't want to be the guy that says, no, I'm voting no on this, all because of what? And then you got to go back and tell your people, they lose their jobs because they lost a military contract, or they have a base that could get closed or gets moved to another location.
Yeah, because one base can have thousands of civilian jobs.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
thousands.
multiple thousands,
Oh,
and there's
and
very
even
few
you,
bases
Justin,
left.
You and Justin, you and Steve know, like where I live at, there were four Air Force bases
Mhm.
within an hour's drive of each other where I live at. When I back in the 70s into the mid 80s, and they all
I was
started shutting down.
stationed out there.
Well,
Yeah,
there
they all
was
started shutting down.
there was 4 where I lived at. You had both the Marine bases, Nebo and Yermo. You had
Mhm.
Fort Irwin, 29 Palms,
Right.
and then Edwards Air Force Base wasn't far
Well,
from us.
you're going out Edwards. You're missing Norton, which was down in San Bernardino, and then you
That's
have
my
March Air
that was
Force
my
Base.
that was my home base, Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have
And
March
then-
Air Force Base right in Riverside. So
And
that's
then you
what I'm
had
saying, all these
and then you
bases.
had George just on the hill on
George up in
Victorville.
Victorville.
Later,
So
Dan.
George is closed.
Bye, Dan.
Norton is closed.
Take care, Dan.
March is now a condensed joint forces base now, and everything. But it's still a shell of what it was back.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Chuck, thanks for coming in.
Because I was
Bye,
stationed,
Chuck.
I was stationed at the hospital there, Dre, and
Mhm.
during the time I was in there, which would have been 1972, during 72, 73 in that area, when I
Right.
was there, we had 38,000 active duty members and dependents on that
Mhm.
base.
Yeah.
Because it was a 500 bed hospital.
Right.
Tell me a city that has a 500 bed hospital. Not many.
Well, I'll tell you what, if 29 Palms shut down, that entire town that's been built around it would
Oh,
be
it disappeared.
decimated.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be gone overnight.
It'll look like Amboy, Ghost
Yep.
Town.
Exactly.
or turn into Georgia Air Force Base that turned into a parking lot for old aircraft.
Yeah. And like I say, you didn't even mention some other bases that people don't know about, like China Lake. Only
Yeah.
reason it still exists because it's a bombing range.
Well, all 4 of those bases I mentioned were all within, not including Edwards, but the other 4 I mentioned, those were all within a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
That's where Dre
yeah.
is. Dre,
No,
Dre,
where I lived at, there
He's
was
talking about
4.
he lived up in about outside of Barstow, and you guys say you got
Yeah.
Irwin, you got the 2 Marine Corps supply bases up there,
And then you
everything.
got 29 Palms right over the
29
mountains.
Palms on the backside of I-40. 29
Yeah.
Palms.
That's all those bases are within a 20-30 minute drive of each other. I mean,
Okay,
very close.
Paul, how many bases are near you?
One.
Only one?
Yep.
Wow.
Are you close to Chanute?
No, I'm just north of Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and in just in the suburb of Detroit, you've got Selfridge Air National Guard Selfridge base.
Now, Selfridge was an active duty base.
Yep.
My dad was stationed there from 63 through 67.
Yep.
Because I was just a little toddler there on that base.
And they switched it over to Air National Guard now.
And National Guard.
Okay.
Because that used to be, give you guys some history. That used to be a all colored base
Yep.
back in the day. Number black pilots, bombers. That's all was there. Back in World War II.
Because the only planes that go in and out of Antarctica come out of Glenville, New York, out of the Air National Guard base.
Mm-hmm.
They're the
That's
only ones
not
with the C-130
No,
with the
the
skis on it.
Antarctica, that's not technically a military base. We just supply it. It's a research facility.
Yeah,
Don't
but
be
they're
telling the
only
rest of
ones
the
with
world that.
They're the only ones with the airplane with the skis.
The military skirts around that regulation by resupplying it.
Justin, there's like I say, when my dad was in, like I said, we were stationed up in Newfoundland, Goose Bay.
Mhm.
My dad used to fly out of Greenland and out of England and stuff, all over the world. Wherever that plane went, my dad went.
Yeah, but technically, with the international treaties, there's not supposed to be any bases in Antarctica. So they call it a research facility, and
Yeah.
the military flies people in and out as
Mhm.
Researcher.
resupply. They
Yeah.
just
So-
they call it resupplying, but it's not.
Dre, way up there, it's kind of cold.
You mean way down there?
No,
No.
way up where Dre's
Antarctica's
talking
down
about.
low. You're talking about up in Newfoundland.
No, where
Arctica.
Dre was talking
Oh,
about.
Newfoundland?
Oh,
Yeah.
Newfoundland. It's
Goose
cold
Bay.
up there.
Yeah, it can get quite chilly. Quite chilly. As a little kid, I loved it. You know, played outside much as I wanted to. And the short summers, you know, the base was beautiful. I mean, right behind the base housing, like a forest, we could run through, and you would run through a little bit of a forest area, and you'll come out next to the little youth center and the base gym and stuff. And I mean, it was a great base. I loved it as a little kid.
Yeah.
I wonder what it looks like today, because I'm sure that base has been shut down.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like, you know, well, you know, you're familiar because of El Toro Air Station,
Yeah.
Marine Corps Air Station there.
Hear about that
It's
fire
now
they had
turned,
today?
now it's trying to become the great park for Irvine.
Well, one of those blimp hangars burned down today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. World War II blimp
You know, they had the Goodyear blimp in there for repairs. I'm wondering if if the blimp, something happened with the blimp being in there for repairs would cause it.
I
Possible.
didn't hear about that part. I didn't know they said that thing was 17 stories high.
Yeah.
And as long as like 3 or 4 football
Now,
fields.
1,000 feet long and 300 feet wide.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
and,
there were blimp hangers is what they were.
you said that burnt down.
Yeah. They
How
had
the
it
hell
burned
did-
down.
How the hell did it burn down? Isn't that made all out of like metal scaffolding?
No,
No,
wood.
it's a wood.
Wood.
It's built
Oh,
World War
wow.
II out of wood.
I was gonna
I'll
say
tell you
because most hangars like that are all just metal scaffolding. There's really nothing to catch fire.
Thanks, Nanya. This is the Pocket 3 I'm using today. So I got it working. So I just wanted to check it out. I think Mr. Murray allowed me to come in and test out the new gear.
I was
And
telling,
does it pass, Dre?
So far, so good. I'm be taking it out in the field, you know, over the next several weeks and stuff, and see how it does, and I'll do a little video on it. But so far, so good. You know, that's
Art-
what Chuck and I were talking about originally.
Art was complaining about his camera on Lloyd's show last night, but then he said he had it plugged into a 7-port USB hub, but it's a non-powered one. I said, your camera's probably not getting enough power. I was like, you don't want to start plugging a microphone and a bunch of shit into it. If you're going to have a multi-USB port, it needs to be a powered one.
Yeah.
Like I have one that's got 13 ports on it, and 4 of them are high speed or fast charging ports.
Yeah.
And then the rest are all regular USB 3.0, but it's powered.
Yeah. Justin, I got one coming, and before I talked to Tom, I was getting frustrated, dude. So I ordered one of those things to see, because I said maybe I go USB-C to USB-C to get the audio, whatever. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I was like real pissed.
If anything, is keep that coming because it never hurts to have one of those cables laying around.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I will. You know, like I said, doesn't hurt to have an extra one. I got like 2 at home. I got 1 here at my office and everything. So it makes it easier to put in stuff.
Just don't collect too many.
Oh, I'm a collector of tech, dude.
Because
cables.
I don't sell my stuff, and I don't throw it away.
Because at some point you're gonna be
Jesus.
like, what the hell is this from?
Holy
That's
hell,
blimp
that did.
hanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's the
was
blimp
all
hanger
wood.
that burned.
Well, Andrew, worst case I'll do is I'll give it away on one of the shows that I come in on.
Yeah,
Worst
that's
case
bad
scenario.
there, Steve.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was the blimp inside of it or no?
They used to
Was there anything
have,
in it?
no, well, they have minimal. I mean, they're just typically empty.
No, okay, I was saying there wasn't no blimps in there at the time.
Well, I don't know of any. I know the Goodyear blimp was in there for repairs.
I bet that was
Um,
like electrical or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering, if something was left in there.
Well, think
I'm
about it.
sensing electrical fire.
Well, that's the thing is, did they ever update the World War II electrical shit that was in there too? You know,
No, and
like-
you know,
Like I said,
and you know,
it's
and the
had some
biggest-
updates to it because the
and the
Marine
biggest
Corps, it
problem
was
was-
a Marine Corps base.
it was lack of a water supply because they had to bring in the water from hydrants from the street, and those
Yeah.
hangars are way away from the street.
Mm-hmm.
And then what finally got its put out were airdropping helicopters.
And it would have been
Wow.
a wild pull out a fire truck tanker, haul it to a hydrant, fill it, bring it to the site.
Yeah, but most
For
of
the
those are only
fire.
like 500 gallons. They ain't going to get you very far.
I know.
By the time you travel back and forth, what they do is they'll put several trucks in a row, run the hoses together, and get the pressure up in order to get them in there. So they had hoses running from the road almost a quarter to half, about over a quarter mile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I'm
see,
sure-
Realize
I'm
that
sure it was
base
over a
sits
quarter
in the
mile.
middle of a city.
Yeah. Got
Yeah, see-
housing now all the way around it.
Yep.
this
that-
is the
that-
one I got, Dre.
No, I ain't getting none that extensive.
So it's got the USB here that you
Mhm.
plug into it's USB 3.0, and then you got 4 high-speed fast charging ports.
Yeah, but you
But
don't
it's
have
on-
any. You don't have any USB-C though, do you?
No, it doesn't have USB-C, but
Yeah, that's the one I
Um,
ordered. I wanted a USB-C so I can go USB-C to USB-C.
but like with this though, like you could have a mic, you could have a camera, you could have a whole
Yeah.
bunch of
Because it's powered.
right, yeah. Versus like the one that Art was trying to run his camera through, it had 7 ports, but it was non-powered.
I
Nah, you
probably
can-
should
I've
get a
got-
USB-C, USB-A.
I've got one that's got a combination of USB-C and USB-A.
Yeah, that's why I ordered today one of those because I wasn't sure this camera needed a C port or whatever. And I said it was just frustrating me. I said, let me start solving some problems here.
Well, everything's going to C anyway. I mean, if you look at the high speed or the fast chargers now,
Mm-hmm.
even the ones for Apple now are all USB-C to USB-C. They're not using
Yeah.
USB-A to the wall anymore. The chargers
Yeah.
themselves are USB-C.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because of all of Apple
Oh.
products and everything. Because that one, I bought that Ankler 100-watt brick that Ron Brown did a little video on, well, a long video on, and
Do you,
he uses it for charging his Air 3, and that thing is phenomenal.
do you
Yeah, he-
do you recognize this relic, Steve?
Yep,
The
Actually,
like
a
old
the-
good,
Apple charging block.
yep.
a good
works
ones
like a
to buy
champ.
too is the Anchors. Anchor makes really good fast chargers too. I
Yeah,
have the
and-
25-watt Anchor for my S22. Works-
Never
works
had an
beautiful.
issue with that charger.
Yeah, the Anchor, they make 100, they make a 65, they make the 20s, and the 21 is nice. They had them in a 2-pack, really inexpensive. And it comes with a USB-A and USB-C ports on it.
Oh,
And it's the same size as that you had in your hand there.
Yeah, see, this is the one I have. This is the 25-watt.
Yeah.
And it's just a single USB-C, but yeah, see, they're not even using USB-A anymore on even these.
And see what those are for
Oh.
is for the IQ is for designed for the Apple. Because like that 100-watt brick is designed, it's the IQ charger too. It's a
Right.
single port. They make another one, but it was like $20-some is all it was with the discount code coupon.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
get that one for $10.
most of my
25-watt
cords
charging
are
port.
USB-A, so
I mean, you can't beat that. If you go to Walmart and buy just a 20-watt charging brick, you're looking at $15 easy.
Oh yeah.
And that's
I
not even
saw-
a name brand; it's an off
I
brand.
saw these at like Walmart or Target or something. It was $20.
But yes, Anchor's the way to go if you want to get a little bit, save a little extra money, because they tend to be a little cheaper than the Samsung and the Apple chargers and all that.
And they're doggone good quality.
Oh yeah, you'll save anywhere between 15 to 30% sometimes by going with them.
I guess the old Apple power blocks, I guess it takes a lot to kill them, doesn't it, Steve?
Well, the USB-C you're talking about?
The old Apple power block.
Oh, yeah. Well, Apple
Takes a
doesn't,
lot to kill it, doesn't it?
Apple doesn't supply them anymore. They give you a cord. You got to buy the charger.
Or
There's the 65 right there.
Yeah, yeah. But if you use more than one port at a time, then it splits it, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's 60,
Yeah.
it's 65 watt total output. But for most items, you got a phone and a tablet, it's going to charge it up lickety split.
ooh,
Yeah, see, I have a 20-watt brick and I have my 25-watt anchor brick. When I plug in the 20-watt, it says fast charging. If I put in the 25-watt, which my phone is the highest rated for, it says super fast charging. So it recognizes that extra 5 watts when I plug it in.
Here's the one that I bought. I bought several of these and gave some to my, I got some from my cousin. I'll show you this one. This is the one that I was telling you that's only 20 watt. Andrew, and you were looking at that. There it is there. It's $17.99, but you can apply a 15% discount coupon on top
Oh,
of
yeah,
that.
shit, that ain't bad at all.
And that's 2 of them
Yeah.
is
with the cables.
the coupon that's not for you have to sign up for their card?
No,
right?
no subscription, nothing. That's a
Okay.
one-time buy click.
Yeah,
Because
I
some
get-
things I see you have to sign up for their credit card.
I gave
No.
Sarah a 20-watt charger for her iPhone 13 because she had been using just a standard, was it the 5.2 or whatever?
Uh-huh.
A regular brick that people used for years. And I gave her that and she
Like
goes, holy
this?
shit, like it charged her phone so much quicker.
Yeah.
Because I think the Apple phones, they're rated, well, I think the 13 and back is 20 watt. I'm not sure what the 14 and 15
Probably.
are rated at. Well, the S23
'Cause-
Ultra and S22 Ultras, they're rated at 65 watt. If you have the standard 22 and 23, they're rated for 25.
Because my iPhone 13 came with a USB-C cable.
It's
Yeah.
USB-C to Lightning, though, right?
Yeah, it's USB-C to Lightning.
It's
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
lightning on the phone, it's USB-C, and then that's all it came with. You didn't you had to buy the charger.
Yep. I didn't have the charger.
I know, I did the same thing when I bought my iPhone 12. I'm sitting there going, what do you mean I gotta buy a charger?
Have you seen how much a damn USB-C cable from Apple is?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's $130 some dollars for
No.
a fucking
Wait.
cable.
The new one?
I was watching, you know, Adam Savage, the one from
Yeah.
Mythbusters, right? He was doing a video with the guys, and they were testing the Apple cords versus the new Apple cord versus a generic one. And he said it was $136 for the new Apple USB-C cord. Granted, it was really
Somebody
thick.
bumped their head.
Granted, it was really thick. It was high quality, and it was about 6 feet. But fuck that, that's too much for a cable.
Yeah.
Like that
Dre,
thing
is
better
it-
come with a 2-year replacement, like full
Dre,
replacement.
do you think that's worth it?
If it had a
$100
two,
for a
For a
cable?
cord?
Yeah,
Heck no.
not unless it had at
that's
least.
what I said.
No, this is the thing: is it needs to have at least a 2 or 3 year full replacement, not out of your pocket. But if that thing breaks, you should be able to walk into any Apple store, send it to any Apple
Are
retailer.
you talking
and
about a
walk for
C to
free.
C or C to Lightning?
It was C to C.
Well, here's the ones that I just bought. And I can tell you these cables. I
Oh,
bought
I
this
have
and
those. Those are good.
Yeah.
These are awesome cables.
Yeah, they are.
I
I
think I
got
just
2
bought
of
the
those.
same ones today.
Those
Yeah,
are
you-
amazing, Dre. They're very
I'm-
durable.
But for
You
I
that
get
was
much
two,
gonna
you
money,
buy
get
Justin,
two of them.
for that much money, Justin, I should get some Apple stock.
Well,
Yeah.
Did
And
you
then
watch-
here's the lightning, here's the ones with the same thing, but with lightning cables.
now, Justin, did you watch the
Yeah.
entire video?
Hi, Don.
Hello,
Where's it at?
any audio?
Yeah. Hi, Don.
Hello, Don.
See, senor.
So, Justin, did you watch the rest of the video? They explained why that cord was worth that much money.
Yeah, I watched it.
Justin just went through a time machine, and that's him when he was younger with long hair.
Oh, he's going in and out of the time warp
Yeah,
there.
he's phasing.
No, I know exactly. I know why it was so
Uh,
so expensive. But I just still don't justify that price though. I don't care what they put in the cable.
Probably not, but
to-
it had the chips in there for data correction.
Yeah, it did on the both
Where-
ends.
He was showing it was a lightning and the Thunderbolt cable where it could
Right.
transmit video over it. Whereas you throw on just a regular cable.
Yeah, I know it had a lot of features to it. I still think it was
Hold
a
up,
little
pay that
hold up
much
a
data.
second. Transmit video for us. Transmit video from what to what?
Like the new Apples,
What?
you can run
Don't know.
your monitors off the USB-C, well, the Thunderbolt.
Okay, because I have a cable here. Where the heck I do with it?
Here's that 100-watt one that I was talking about that I got that Ron Brown found out about it, and this is what I'm using to charge my Air 3 with, and it lickety split.
Yeah, if you're just charging, yeah,
But Don,
you
but
wouldn't
Don,
buy
I
one of those
bought a-
$100 cables just to charge with.
yeah,
No,
I bought a
I'm
cable,
just
Don.
saying this for charging with the brick
Mhm.
for $25 versus what they want $98 from DJI for their charging brick, and this thing is only this big.
Wow.
It's small, and it comes with the 100-watt rated cable, 6-foot cable with it.
But
Don,
Don,
reason I was asking that question was that I bought a cable for my phone that goes to my monitors here at the office. So it goes from USB-C to HDMI, and no problem.
It's transferring video across.
Oh yeah, it's video, PowerPoint, whatever I
Nice.
want. And I paid maybe about $6-7 off Amazon.
Well, if you watch that video, they have chips and stuff in there to justify the cost. I don't
Mm.
know.
how,
know
Don,
necessary.
how long is that cord you're talking about? The $100 one.
Oh, I
I
don't know.
think it was 6 foot if I'm
6
remember
foot is a
correctly.
typical
Okay.
cord.
Yeah, 6.6 feet I think is a typical cord.
Dude, for that much money, it better have Harry Potter length. As long as I need.
Also, no, the only thing I'm saying is for that price, so you should have at least a 2-year minimum free replacement if that thing breaks.
At any store.
Yeah.
I
With Apple, it
agree.
should have at least a 2-year free
Unless you
replacement.
see like a hatchet cut it in half, then no.
Right, exactly. I'm saying if it just stops working though, because that's a
Uh,
lot of money for a cable.
Karate chop.
And honestly, for that price, it should be built that well to be
Yeah.
able to last 2-3 years without an issue.
And Dre, you'll love the quality of those Anchor cables. They are well built.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I got
have-
2 of them and they're wonderful.
I have a couple Anchor products. I have a charging brick from
Mhm.
Anchor. I got one of my older cameras. Matter of fact, the one I use at home before I'm about to switch out is an Anchor camera that I use. I used to use for my home for streaming. And I bought several cameras. They make some quality stuff, and they're located.
Yeah,
I
they
got
do.
cables,
they're
and I've
located,
got an
Steve?
Anchor wireless keyboard.
Steve, they're
I love
located
these.
right here in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their main warehouse is Ontario, California.
Yeah.
Oh,
So did you go
I'm
down
not
there and pick them
the
up?
cost.
You know what?
Yeah.
Got it 24-hour shipping.
Well, they're coming out of the Irvine Amazon store over here.
Uh-huh.
I ordered them at 10 o'clock I ordered it at 10 o'clock in the morning, and at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they were sitting on my front door, same day.
Yeah. Yeah, because I bought the charging brick and the camera straight off their website. It was at my house the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to justify the cost of the Apple cords. I'm just saying that's how they justify it.
That's
And
okay.
Don,
We're
how many
just-
how
we're
many
just gonna
hundreds of
test out
thousands
the
of shares
weight
of
that,
Apple stock
Don,
do you own?
and strap you up to a tree and see how it holds up.
Listen, Steve, I used to own Apple stock, and I sold right after the iPhone came out, and it doubled
Uh-huh.
because I didn't think it always happened. It would double and then drop back down. And
Yeah.
the iPhone came out, they
Mhm.
split, and it doubled in price. And I thought, man, it's going to drop back down. So I sold. And if
Yeah.
I would have kept it, I would have been about $750,000 today.
So what
Oh,
Don is
so
saying,
you're-
he would be wasting his time talking to us right now.
So Don's kicking himself for doing that.
Oh yeah, every time I can't look at Apple stock anymore. I can't look at the price.
See, you should have been as dumb as Forrest
Okay.
Gump. Lieutenant Dan invested us in some fruit company.
Well, I sold it because, well, we were also purchasing a house, and I thought, you know what, it's not gonna. It usually drops again, and
Yeah.
so I sold it, and it didn't drop. It just kept going up and splitting.
What's up,
going
Jonathan?
up.
Yeah, anytime you've got anything like that where they're selling stuff. In fact, right now, maybe it's a good thing you're not, because right now they're hurting on their i15 phone sales. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
really
Well, yeah,
hurting.
understand,
It's
I had bought this Apple stock through the late 90s into the early 2000s, and
Yeah,
so I was
before
just,
the iPad came out. I mean, the iPod even came out.
yeah. They
Wow.
had trained me that this is how the stock behaves. This is how the stock
Yeah.
behaves, and then it didn't behave that way.
So you
Well,
should-
well, they changed, Don.
Well, no shit.
I was thinking you'd have had what I was going to have set up for when I was trying to buy some Walt Disney stock back in '86, and I had it set up that once it reached a certain point, it would rebuy more stock all
Mhm.
the time. And my wife, she moaned and everything else, and I decided backed away from it. And to this day, she don't talk to me about stocks anymore, because I was going to put in my oldest son's name at the time. And I said that thing would have been worth probably about at least a good 500 grand, right?
Not today, it ain't. It's lost almost 60% of its value in the last 2 years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying from 1986 to now.
Back then you would have
Yeah.
made it.
'Cause back then in 1986, it was $28 a share.
Yeah.
Don's is rolling his head back. He said, even 6% loss today at $28 a share back
Hey.
then over the years, dude, I've been sitting.
Dre, that's not as bad as the guy that traded 10,000 Bitcoins for two large pizzas.
Pizza.
And then
Yeah.
5 years later, the shit was worth like 300 and some $1 million.
Wow.
And he
Yeah,
only
he had it was when Bitcoin first came out. He made a video on it.
Mm.
Is it because no, who would take Bitcoin? This is a scam, and no one's going to take Bitcoin. So he
Well,
offered
Yeah.
some dude.
The scam
For-
part is still on the fence.
Uh,
This
It's
actually we're investing in Sam Friedman.
For a time, several dealerships were taking Bitcoin.
Oh yeah,
I
everybody was
mean,
trying
it's-
to get their bit of it, but this whole Friedman thing,
Yeah.
it just put a humongous black eye on the whole industry.
Yeah, but if that
Right,
guy
well-
would have sold that money at the that Bitcoin at its height when it was at what, like 64,000,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
he
that was
would- he
expensive pizza.
he would have been close to
Oh.
$500 million. I mean, all
And
for
he
two
didn't even
large
get it delivered,
pizzas.
did he?
No, I think he went and picked it up.
Jeez.
And then
Well,
there's
that's like Google.
Family
That's
members
like
tried to
Google
get me to
stock.
invest in Bitcoin and stuff. I said, dude, just call me old fashioned conservative. I need regulation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't get
some.
in markets that are unregulated. I don't have no assurances. If it goes belly up, I at least get my
Problem
initial
is,
investment at a certain
no-
point back.
There's
nobody
that-
knows where the Bitcoin gets its value from.
there's US stable
Speculation.
coin you can buy that's actually it's supposedly backed by the US dollar because it never fluctuates. You just buy it for $1 and it never goes up or down. It
Well,
just sits
that's
there.
great, Justin. But the U.S. dollar isn't backed by anything.
Yeah. Took the
Uh,
words right out of
wait.
my
No,
mouth.
no, no, no.
Don.
Just technically,
Wait,
It's backed
Don,
by the U.S. dollar,
technically-
which is based on nothing except for a whim.
yes, but
What about-
technically the US could go back on the gold standard, but it would hike the 1 ounce of gold up to like a couple $100,000. It'd be ridiculous amount.
because technically we're still backed by gold,
No, we're not.
somewhat.
No, we're not. We're not on
No,
the
we're
gold
not.
standard. Nixon
No,
took
and
us off the
it's even
gold
worse
standard.
than that is that they cut out all the reserve lending. Reserve is zero for lending now, so you have an increased monetary supply that is basically infinite as far as there's debt willing to be.
Well, that's the
purchased
problem.
with dollars.
That's the problem. We have a Federal Reserve Bank that is not controlled by the federal government. It's controlled by
Right.
banking agency, and they do whatever in the hell they wish to do with
Right.
it.
And even, I mean, when you had you know what reserve lending is, Justin?
Vaguely.
A bank can only lend out based on how much money cash they have on hand. They can lend
Yeah.
out a
Yeah,
percentage.
so it's
Mhm.
like
cash they have on- and that's
then-
how
and then they have a debt to monetary ratio, or they might have
Right.
$5 for every $30 that they lend
right.
out.
But a few years
Yeah.
ago, they dropped that reserve requirement to zero, so banks can lend out without having the money on hand.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Which
there's
basically
actually
is an
You okay,
infinite
Paul Murray?
increase in money supply as long as you
You
have
know,
somebody
there's-
willing to incur that debt.
so you remember the credit default swaps they were selling, right? That caused the whole 08 crash. Well, apparently they're doing the same exact thing and they just renamed it. I can't remember what it's called, but they just renamed it.
Yeah, well, that's why you had a couple of banks a couple of years ago that folded up, like Don was just saying.
No, instead of the banks collapsing, they merged them and made them fucking even bigger.
That's where
Now-
I'm going, Justin. What happened to the banks that up in
Silicon
Northern
Valley.
California? What happened?
Silicon
Somebody
Valley.
stepped in, bought it up, and now it's part of another bank.
Well, and then they didn't even just spend it out of their own money. The government stepped in,
The-
gave them $100 billion, merged two of them together,
There
Well,
you
made
go.
it even bigger.
Well,
And actually,
that's
Justin, it's not it's the money that you don't see. Also, it's whenever they lend out this extra money, they increase the money supply, and you get taxed invisibly on every bit of money you've got in savings. Every bit of money you're earning, you're getting invisibly. That is becoming worth less than what it did yesterday for somebody else's debt.
Right.
Yeah. well, and right now, United States is sitting on the largest credit card debt in history. It's $1.6
Yep.
trillion in debt, and you're coming into the holiday season.
Yep.
I think we're coming up on 40 trillion in debt.
I'm
Yeah, but
talking about
it's-
personal credit
No,
card debt,
Yeah,
not the
but-
government.
I meant
Yeah, but a
that's
lot of
US
that
debt
government,
overall.
yeah, but the whole point of the government debt is it's not really there. It doesn't really exist. It's just the government borrowing from themselves. It's all fucking made
No,
up.
they're not. No, they're not. They're buying from China and everybody else.
Yeah,
and
but if
buying-
you look
Well,
at the
it's-
total government debt, though, out of that 40 trillion, there's only about 6 trillion that's actually foreign debt. The rest of it's just
Well-
them taking 20 out of one pocket, putting it in another pocket, and they calling it
no,
debt.
no, it's called turning on the presses, and we have more money in
You print more
circulation,
Well,
and
that's
it's not workulation.
but
It's not
that's my whole
shifting from
point.
pocket. They're adding more bills out there, and there's nothing. It's coming out of nowhere.
But what I'm saying, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
they're not
saying
really
about
adding any actual technical bills. They're adding more lended debt.
yeah,
what I'm saying is that 90% of that debt's just a fucking fugazi. It doesn't exist.
Mhm.
It's just made up. It's
But
the
I'll
whole-
tell you this, Justin. I'll tell you this one thing. I'm putting in for my Social Security next month, so your happy ass better keep working.
take all
but
my
are you
YouTube
going to
money.
retire or just start collecting?
I'm
Yeah,
starting
take all the-
collecting because ain't no guarantee.
Yes,
I'll
that's
make
what I did.
67.
I waited till I was 66 and 4 months, because
Mhm.
if you took it at 65, you would have only gotten 80%. By
Right.
waiting
Yep.
to 66, you get a full 100%. By waiting that additional 4 months of the time I retired, I can still work, which I am. I work contractor, and
Yeah.
I can make as much as I want. It will not affect my Social Security. My wife's doing the same thing,
Yeah, that's my
and
mom did.
on Medicare. So I
like
pay
said, I won't-
$143 a month for insurance,
Mhm.
and a maximum out of pocket $795.
That's
year.
what I'm looking at. 'Cause like I said, once I finish paying off the house here in another year and a half, that's my biggest expense. The cars will be paid off, which I'll buy another one, obviously. But the
Right.
only thing I'm worried about paying for, no, I want that because I'll retire here at 65 in 3 years. I'm walking out the door. And
Mhm.
that's why I say, Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare, whatever you want to call it, is the only thing I got to pay for, and that's it.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta
So,
jump off. I'll
what
see
do
y'all
you-
later.
Collect, I guess
I
it
guess-
starts up 6 months afterwards, Steve, after you apply. So about the middle of next 2024, I'll start getting Social Security on top of my regular work check. And that's all going towards to pay off the rest of the bills I have.
Yeah. And just make sure you do pay unless well you got your business because you're running your business stuff, so that's
Right.
going against it. But because when my wife got a huge increase this last year and this last tax season,
Mhm.
with both of us collecting Social Security, plus what she was making, it put us in a whole brand new tax bracket.
Yep.
where
I'm
Uncle
Because
as
they-
much
Joey
as I
just
can
sat there
now.
and said,
Because
Pay
they
the
redid the
piper.
tax bracket.
Yeah, because my wife just got a big back pay. The school she worked for had not been paying her for her master's degree for the last 5 years.
"Ooh,
So they had to pony up all that money and stuff. 5 years of not covering her master's degree and stuff.
and now you got to pay all that in taxes in
Oh,
one
yeah.
lump
And-
sum."
Oh yeah.
And now Dre
Ouch.
gets a new drone.
Oh, dude, I've already bought 2 this year, 2 drones. That's why I bought the drones in the RTK system because I'm trying to write that off for next year.
Yeah.
I'm writing that stuff all off. So everything I do, all the mugs, the hats I sent out, all get thrown in the pot, get written off, all that kind of stuff. That's why I tell guys,
Advertising.
people have told me, well, I'll buy it. I said, I can't sell it. I can't. I have to give it away so I can
Yep.
put it on the marketing, for tax.
You
purposes.
can do both. You can do both. You can sell it and you can give it. You can still give the ones away and write that off.
Yeah, I can still do it, but I said there'll be no benefit. I
Keep
mean,
what-
my thing is what I paid to get the hats and mugs done. For me to charge to actually make any money, no one would buy them.
Yeah.
For a hat, I had to sell for about $30 to $40. For the mugs, I had to sell them for almost $50 because it was $14 to $20 to ship them.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Keep a hat
Plus
for
the
you.
cost to get made and everything else. So like I said, I just said just use it a big write-off. Big write-off.
Keep a hat for you
Oh, you
to
know
protect
that.
that big head of yours.
Oh yeah. But that's why I tell people, I said right now I'm running thin because I have all the drone equipment that I need for at least the next 3 or 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, I have enough
Oh,
equipment. So, I think by time 2025 or 2026, I'm gonna pay the piper a big amount of chunk of change.
Yeah.
Because I
Now,
won't
are
have enough to write off.
Now you're running as an LLC?
No, I'm running
No.
sole proprietor right now because my tax advisor said do it like that until you reach a certain threshold of how much you're bringing in each year.
Ah,
He said
that
once
makes
you
sense.
he told me once you tip over that 20 grand mark, then you form your LLC.
Oh,
Well,
see,
then it's
I said
protection.
LLC, but mainly, it's a disregarded entity as far as taxes because I am the sole member of it.
Right.
Yeah, you can have it as a sole proprietor, a partnership, or as a corporation, as an LLC. So, and I'm in. We got an LLC. The only benefit of having the biggest benefit of the LLC is your protection.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
it's a separation between your own personal and
Mhm.
the company.
Right. And that my tax advisor told me, he said, once you reach that $20,000 mark, then you need to worry about separating from being a sole proprietor to LLC for your own personal protection.
Yeah, so you can pay our illustrious governor another yearly fee for having the
Well,
LLC.
and that's the thing, Steve, is that I'm looking at other states to form an LLC in because
Delaware,
California, you pay every year in California.
Delaware, a lot of them.
Yeah.
I know the corporation I used to work for.
Uh,
They had so many corporations formed, and they were all Delaware corporations.
Right. And I think
How-
one of the Dakotas, I know with South Dakota, North Dakota, or even Montana's like that also. They have very
Montana also has a
So-
government. So
they
does
have very
Nevada.
liberal LLC laws that you can be actually out of state and form an LLC in their state.
but let's find out how is it down where Don is. How hard is it to make an LLC down there, Don?
Yeah, it's not hard at all. It's intimidating first time you do it, but
Mhm.
It's easy. You just fill the paperwork out, pay the fee,
Yeah.
and you're done.
yeah, I can't remember how much it was. It was like $40.
Oh, so it's not expensive.
What's the cost in California, Steve? About $3 grand?
No. To put it in, it's either $500 or $800, and then it's that a year.
$800? Okay.
But then, if you want to do it right, I mean, you can do it on that, LegalZoom and all those different,
Right.
Oh, yeah,
online things.
LegalZoom, yeah.
Yeah.
But we have an attorney, family attorney, and had him do
Right.
it. So it was nothing because he does it snap, 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 and boom, it's done.
Right.
See, Missouri has an online system where you go online, you log in, and they have all the forms there for you to fill out and get it all
Yeah.
legal, and you pay your fee. You don't have to get your articles of incorporation or anything. It's all
Corporation stuff.
there.
Well, the articles of
For that
incorporation, you don't have to, you
Or
only
no,
need to hear in
articles
California.
of organization.
Yeah, the articles of organization, you only need to keep for your own personal here in California, but
Right.
you do have to post a statement of information that lists the president, the vice president, secretary, treasurer.
And all that is like, here in Missouri, I think it was like $40 is what it cost. And it's like,
Wow,
it's
that's
worth
cheap.
that, not having
Yeah.
to take care of all the paperwork and everything and be done.
Yeah. And
That
then
was
all
easy.
you have to do is update it every other year. Here, you got to put it in saying no change. A form you post it,
Does-
no cost.
I think
If
here
it's
you have to do it every year, but
every year.
Does
Okay.
Missouri have grandfather clauses there? I was born in Missouri, so I need to say I was born here. So can I claim?
I don't know.
I
But-
would think so.
I do know that a lot of people, it's cheap enough that a lot of people who rent houses, every single rental house gets
Mhm.
its own LLC.
Mm,
That way, all their houses are separated from each other as far as liability.
There you
wow.
go.
Yeah.
And so they'll have basically an umbrella LLC, and then all the I don't remember what they call them. It's not derivative.
Subsidies under the big one. They have their own.
Yeah,
small
yeah.
one.
The houses have their own LLC underneath.
Yeah.
But
The wide LLC followed by the individual little LLCs.
It's forming.
Well,
You're
the-
forming
the-
subsidies under a larger umbrella.
yeah,
Yeah,
But it
subsidies.
is
That's the
the
word.
LLC separate and separates you from your own personal.
Yeah.
So they can't
Yeah.
come after you.
especially
Instead
my
of-
wife is getting close to paying off our house, and so it's like yeah, I could have run it just as I could have set myself up and just run it under my name,
Mhm.
especially since I'm being taxed that way anyway. But I thought, if I go out and I'm on a shoot or something and break something or crash into somebody or anything, this will just protect me.
Yeah.
That'll protect you in case some idiot hits you.
Well, you also have to carry insurance too, depending on what you are. Like for
Yeah.
drone flying,
I mean,
Dre's got
Yeah.
his insurance. For
I-
commercial,
as few times as I fly a drone, I just charge a fee on that invoice, and I
Sure.
buy a daily insurance fee.
yeah, and that's all you do. Unless you're doing it enough, it isn't worth it. Like for
Yeah, like for like $60, you pass that on to the client.
Because like for us, it's a commercial
$60
bill. It's a
for a day.
commercial building. So we're carrying liability insurance for covering it for your tenants and everything. Well, we're not covering the tenant, but the building there for the has tenants and a storage facility. So you've got, the property.
Great fly. You probably get-
California
get
has just gotten
insurance
ridiculous in their rates.
What's that, Don?
I would say as much as you fly, you probably have just an insurance policy for the year.
Yeah, that's the only way BWI takes it. You got to pay up front, whole year coverage, $1 million liability policy.
Wow. So you can't get like a day rate for the
No,
days that you
I mean,
fly.
I could if the apps, there's several apps that let you do that, but I'm saying for me, as much as I fly,
Yeah, it would be worth it.
It's
But my
cheaper than
thing is-
yearly.
I always think, I said, why come these aviation people can't be like the automobile industry? I'll pay you every month.
Uh-huh.
I just hate giving up that $600-700 all at one shot.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, man. And then like anything else, he said, and I don't need it, but when you do need it, glad you have it.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
like
so-
car insurance or anything else,
Yeah, I just wanted. I told him, I said, dude, I said, can y'all? I've been with you guys over a year now. Like, can I get payments? No, we don't do it like that. You got to pay it all up
Yeah.
front. Like,
Yeah, liability insurance is the big thing, and
Yeah.
obviously, but then the earthquake policy insurance, that's the one that's a ripoff.
yeah.
All right, guys, I got to get back to work. I got to go.
Yeah, I'm about to
Well,
go.
and
home
then there's
myself,
sinkhole
so
insurance.
There you
thanks
go.
everybody for your time. Mr. Murray,
Okay.
take care. Steve,
Bye,
take
Don.
care. Andrew, take care.
We'll see ya.
All right.
Steve, are you leaving too?
Yes, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
everybody.
You
Andrew, Steve, thanks for being
see
here.
ya.
We'll see all of you
take care,
again next
everybody.
time.
Bye, Paul.